This freaking metronome, dude.
I feel like I'm going into the song.
I forgot to take that shit off. Okay, and so for my millions and billions of fans, who do I have with me today?
Yeah, I'm Hutty.
Yes, sir. We have Hutty the Kid. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So let me start off by asking you, why Hutty the Kid? Why is that? How did you come up with that stage name, right? You call it that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to find my stage name. It started with Skitty Poppin'.
What was it?
Skitty Poppin'.
Skinny Poppin'?
Skitty Poppin'.
Skitty. Okay, yeah, Skitty Poppin'.
Like, let's get it poppin'.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
Wait, how old were you when you thought of that one?
So that was like when I first started producing. I was like 19 years old.
Okay. Awesome.
That lasted like 6 months. And I was spending so much time trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Wanted it to be like something kind of similar to my name.
Mm-hmm.
So my last name's Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hutty's just kind of built on that.
So did it go from Skitty's Poppin' to Hutty instantly, or is there nothing in between that?
It just pretty much instantly from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Was it like, because I know you were feeling the name first, Skitty, you're like, yeah, this is it. And then what happened one day, you're like, you know what? Like, what
It was
made
when
you change?
It was when I had released music on SoundCloud and saw the name there. I was like, no.
Yeah, it didn't read like it sounded to you.
It just looked weird. And then it was just, I don't know, just the whitest rap name ever in the world.
So I was able to meet this gentleman. I'm not gonna say the place, but I went out to eat at one of my favorite restaurants in Denver, and he was working, and he had a hoodie on, and it said Rinse Records, which I'll ask you about that in a little bit. And I was like, oh, let me go ahead and stalk him real quick. And so I Googled it and Instagrammed it. And I was like, oh, cool. This guy's got like record label going. He's got his own music going. He's got videos. And, he's got his like, it's not a link tree. It's a different app, but all his stuff's very organized and stuff like that. So it's very easy to be able to digest your art, music and photos and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, I think it's pretty easy to see if someone's taking it serious just through their social media. So I was like, oh man, I got to interview this guy. And maybe like a month later, I think we're interviewing now.
Yeah.
Happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
So let's go back a little bit before we get into the more nitty-gritty stuff. And where are you from? Are you originally from Denver or outside of Denver or Colorado?
I grew up in Minnesota, Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Okay, Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this shit isn't cold to you then.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's bad weather back there.
Yeah.
But
Minnetonka, Minnesota. Yeah, tell me a little bit about, I don't know anything about other than it being cold. And then Minnesota's got the Mall of America, right?
Yeah, it does.
And then the Vikings are kind of cool.
Vikings are sweet.
Yeah.
You got a great stadium.
Yeah, man. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on over there? And
yeah, man. It gets a big rep for being really cold, but the summers there are super nice.
Yeah.
It gets like 100 degrees sometimes in the summer, so it gets really hot too.
Oh yeah. Is it like humid?
It's pretty humid, yeah.
Yep.
It's like Florida almost, like mosquitoes everywhere, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a burden. But lake life there is insane. Minnesota has the most lakes out of any state in the U.S.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Our license plate have 10,000 plus lakes on the license plate.
That's impressive.
Yeah, we show that off.
So are they like a lot of big like you said lakes? Do they fish and stuff like that? And
yeah, a lot of fishing.
Is that huge out there?
Big, yeah, a lot of fishing, a lot of just boat life, like going wake surfing and wakeboarding.
That's really fun.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
You grew up doing that stuff?
Yeah, all the time. Good friends in the lake. Moving out into Colorado, there's like no lakes where you can really do that, It's pretty landlocked.
Very.
But we got the mountains here.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great, because I used to ski back in Minnesota. I was a big skier, and there's no mountains out there. There's hills. We had this place called Highland Hills. Yeah. Highland Hills I went to all the time. I was a part of a ski team there.
Nice.
And a big reason I wanted to come to Colorado for school was because I was a big skier.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Keystone, Breckenridge, some of these places that are like renowned ski resorts, you know. So I went to school in Boulder, Colorado. Graduated in 2015.
Yeah. Do you think what's the biggest difference between? And I know it's different because you're an adolescent, right? But what is the biggest difference between Colorado and Minnesota to you? Because you go back, right? Like sometimes for holidays and stuff.
Yeah,
so you've been able to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what do you think is like one of the biggest differences for you? Like, you know?
I mean, I gotta say, like the weather all around here is insane nice. So in Minnesota, like the winters do get really cold, and it's like grayscale sky, and you can tell the energy at school is even different. Like people are just down and not trying to talk or anything.
Some of that like seasonal depression kind of stuff.
100%. Where we don't get it as much in Colorado. Like right now, it's the middle of winter practically, and it's like nice outside.
Yeah, and the sun's always out.
Yeah, so it makes a big impact on kind of like, I guess, your emotional health. I don't know.
Now, when you were in Minnesota and were you younger, did you have any musical aspirations then, or were you just mostly into athletics, like skiing and stuff? Was that not really on your mind at the moment?
Yeah, so I didn't start producing until college. But when I was a kid, I was really big into like video production.
Yeah.
So I made videos all the time as a little kid, like YouTube videos. And I was in love with South Park. Trey Parker was one of my biggest inspirations. Who's also a great musician. He's a great composer too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, I guess their songs that they do are pretty funny, and I mean they are pretty well put together if you think about it.
Yeah, like Kanye's Gay Fish song.
They're making fun of like Glee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, they do great at it. So it started with video production, that kind of entertainment avenue. And then when I was younger, something just kind of happened to me. I was like, I want to like go to school and have a practical career is what I was thinking of it. So I was really into math and like wanted to be an engineer really bad. So I went to school for engineering. Skiing was a big part of my life, but school pretty much captivated all my time, especially in like high school and college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a lot of focus on just school, academics type stuff.
Yeah, man. Seems like a smart guy. You think, so once you started going to school out here in CU Boulder, right? Is that what you said? Yeah. Did you see, like, were you invited to a studio, or did you go to a show, or was that like your major was like what, like MIDI technology or whatever they might call it, or like music theory or something?
So it was mechanical engineering actually, which is quite different. So it definitely has something to do with like the keyboards or synthesizers or like how you make instrumentation and the circuit boards that go a part of it. I was especially into like making circuits and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But so since I was in love with like videos, making videos as a kid, I really wanted to be in entertainment. I wanted to be an actor, and I was always in love with music. And when I just picked up production kind of randomly one day in college, I just was instantly in love with it, and almost spent more time doing that in school.
Do you remember your first song?
Yeah.
Or like, did it even come out? You know, did you like write something and you're like, I don't know?
Yeah, definitely. The first song I still have never released. It's called "Falling Down." I actually really like it too. It was the first one I fully like composed and wrote and produced my own thing over. Played some guitar over. Where I would rap over beats at first, download them online. And
were you like jocking for beats? Like take other people's beats, like older beats, and like, you know, write on those, like that style, like mixtape style?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But wouldn't even release it. I'd more just be like fucking around. You know what I mean?
It's practicing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Until it got to a point where I was like, I really want to release music. Like, I love this. This is all I want to do.
Do you think after recording a couple songs, at least for yourself, how many songs or how much time do you think it took you before you were confident enough to release it to the masses? And
so it was like about a year of just learning how to produce and play guitar and all that. Because I didn't even play instruments when I was a kid. It was all kind of starting at the same time. It's about a year after that is when I started skitty popping and released stuff on SoundCloud.
Yep.
You know, and that was on SoundCloud. I wasn't releasing it on all platforms, so just kind of messing like around still. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like the free place. You know, just kind of like let me start here and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And then the first one I released on SoundCloud was called Fall Back Man, which is still on there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So first one you wrote or at least remember was Falling Down. And then Fall Back was the actual first like release.
Yeah.
You started fucking around and like
where I composed it and produced it and released
now,
it.
When you put that song out, did you get a reaction that you thought you might get? Did you get the feedback you were looking for, or like how did it make you feel?
It made me feel great. I got a lot of friends, not many random people, but a lot of people that were like, "This is awesome, man!
Yeah.
Keep doing this."
All right,
and that completely motivated me, you know.
And so, what? So you play guitar?
Yeah.
Right. I think I saw it's a song called "Save That Song." It said, Did you make the beat for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you play guitar, and then you can make beats. Do you use like Reason or like Fruity Loops or something like that?
I use FL Studio.
So you FL, so you can use the FL Studio. You can play guitar. Can you do any other instruments or electronic things?
Yeah, for sure.
You can record.
I can play like keyboard.
Okay.
I've been constantly learning since I've started like music theory and how to transfer that to each and every instrument, because I also work with a lot of live instruments, like people that strictly play guitar or piano or even saxophone. So if I can kind of direct them, have a general idea of how to play all those instruments, that's where it's at. But so yeah, it's guitar, keyboard, bass, a little bit of saxophone, and then I can sing, I guess.
Yeah.
Try.
Do your best, right? And then rap, right? Sing and rap.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool. So you said guitar, bass. You can mess around on the DAWs. You can record. You can sing a little bit.
Oh, drums too.
Drums. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Do you have a favorite?
Guitar. For now. Guitar is probably my favorite right now.
Your favorite?
I can pick it up and just mess around.
Yeah.
The easiest with the guitar.
Yeah. I think. So, since you actually play live instruments, do you ever have a bit of what's the word? Okay, so the people I know, a lot of people that I know who are very into live instruments. Even when it comes to rap, they want to hear the drums. They don't like the drum machine. Do you ever have, does it give you any kind of cringe with some of the beats that come out now when it's just like, like the sprinkler kind of like drum machine and stuff? Does it get you?
The hi-hats?
Does it get you at all, or do you not mind that kind of stuff? Are you not such a purist?
I guess I'm not such a purist. I don't necessarily mind it. Like, I even think of like Metro Boomin's new album where he has some acoustic drums in there, but then he definitely has some of those digital drums that he adds in there. But that's where like the start of all of that kind of rap started from, with those kind of steady hi-hats and just very digital sounds.
Yep.
So I like the combination of the both, and I even still use those digital sounds sometimes,
That's pretty cool. So when I saw this gentleman, he had the hoodie on, said Rinse Records. I want to go back to that. Is Rinse Records your label, or is it you and a couple buddies, or how's that go? How's that coming?
It is my label.
It's you.
Huttythekid.
Yeah, you are number one on that, right?
Yes, sir.
What you say goes?
Yes, sir.
So is there anyone else that's at least affiliated, or?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, starting it was, of course, pretty much just honing in on Hutty and just making Hutty's music independent, not going through any other resources, and just investing into making that production company. Right now, I have a couple other artists. Nico Leguri is on there.
Nico Leguri.
Yeah, I have a song with him too called Packed. Check that out.
Yeah.
And then we have a band called Rinse Gang, and every member on that band is also involved. Each member has also been involved in some of the songs I've released as well, either as guitar or saxophone.
All right. Yeah. And that's the people that I see you on stage with on the internet. That's the Rinse Gang.
Exactly, yeah. And they perform with Hutty, yeah.
And so, how many of them are you then? There's, like 6 of you guys?
6 of us, yeah.
Total?
6 of us total. So it's me, Troy Thomas, Jake Fleissig, Danny Powalski, Joel Baker, and Rinse Machine.
Rinse Machine?
Rinse Machine. It's another character that's coming out soon.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see him.
So how did you meet all these people? Just
So school.
okay.
I was in a fraternity at Boulder.
Okay.
And so met 3 of the band members through the fraternity, and then the other 2 are their friends or friends of friends that we're all friends with now. That all live in Denver. Great musicians. A lot of them have played in bands already.
Okay.
And it's kind of just a blessing to meet these guys. When I moved out from Boulder to Denver, I didn't really have a place to stay, so I hit up a friend that was in the grade above me, and he said I could live with them. When I moved in the house, it was Joel and Danny playing the saxophone and the guitar, just ripping it with each other, and I was like, "Are you kidding? Guys, I make music."
Yeah.
They're like, "What?" And then we just started grinding this, and that's where like Body Low and all of EDNA and all these songs that kind of started this name up came from.
why is it called Rinse Records?
Rinse.
Are you rinse because you're cleaning it up?
Because you're rinsing, dude. We're cleaning it up.
rinsing the game? Rinsing out the game? What's going on?
Exactly, yeah. It's just it's a verb for goodness.
All right.
I'm rinsing.
When you were brainstorming, did you have some other names before you decided on Rinse? Or was it like kind of just Rinse?
It was pretty much just Rinse. So a couple of my friends at that time were just like saying Rinse, as in like, yeah, rinse that bottle, like drinking or some nonsense.
Oh, okay.
And one of my good friends, Cam Grover, actually was like, "What about Rinse Records?" And I was like, "That is the coolest name in the world." And that just stuck.
You're like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So let's see. What would you consider your style of music if you had to, if this was, let's say it's 15 years ago and we like still went to Best Buy or like FYE to go get CDs, and when you go into those places they have genres, like little like things like rock section and punk section, and then so in your using your imagination, right? If you were going to be selling a CD in those days, what section of the store would it be in? And you can make up your own because there's so many subgenres now.
Exactly.
You don't make up, but you could say something that's not just rock, punk, rap.
Yeah.
But what do you think? You and the Rinse Gang and Hutty, what sections would you guys be in?
I could definitely see it in alternative hip hop.
Yeah.
If there could be a better name for that in the future, especially with this kind of like genre, that it's something like that.
Yeah.
Alternative hip hop. Because it's not just the OG trap instrumental. Has a lot of like acoustical or electronic, percussive and melodic elements that make it differ a little bit. But then my like vocal style is definitely consistent with melodic rap that exists today. You know what I mean?
You think one day someone in the Rinse Gang is gonna go rogue and they're gonna have crazy street beef?
Could be possible, dude. Could be possible.
Someone gets too big for their britches and goes solo.
I mean, nah, dude. We got a tight group.
Good.
It's great. And we're even going to release music independently under Rinse Gang, which is going to be more acoustic vibe, like acoustic rock. We're going to do like covers over that. And that's just so we can go out with each other as a band and play like acoustic concerts. Like, we really want to do that.
All right.
Where Hutty, as an independent artist, I can do some of these concerts on my own. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We're definitely going to continue that Rinse Gang thing. That's where this started.
So you think your most successful song, at least streaming on Spotify, was Body Low, right?
Yes, sir.
And we were talking about how he had a lot of viewers in Australia and stuff like that. How does that make you feel to know there's probably some kid in Australia like, yo, Hutty's like...
It's so sweet.
Hutty's that guy, man.
It's crazy to me, man. It's awesome.
Right?
It's so cool. Yes, I want to go out there and perform and meet some of these people.
Well, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if they're legit listening to my song just on their own. And then if they're stoked to meet me, that would be a blessing, dude.
You think it's a big confidence booster?
For sure, man.
Definitely pushes you to keep going, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Makes it seem like there could be a good outcome of this, you know?
Well, you know what? You have really good... Like I said earlier when I first started... I think I can tell someone's taking it serious by what they put out, you know. And then there's different ways of promoting yourself, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like really nice pictures, like real clear pictures, and it like makes sense. Like all your from your Instagram to your music profiles, it all like makes sense and like comes together.
Thank you.
In a like cohesive way, right? Mm-hmm. And that probably has a little bit to do with you loving video production very early. So I'm pretty sure you can look at a picture and be like, no, yes, no, like this is what I want. And you're probably pretty good at being transparent in what you want. Do you ever face any kind of struggles when you have an idea that you can see it in your head, but you have to work with other people to get that idea out? Do you ever have any struggles with trying to convey that message to someone else, to bring your imagination to life?
Right.
Is there like struggles with that, or process you use or something?
Definitely. I mean, there has been. The people I've worked with, especially my videographers for music videos, have been insane great. Yeah. Easy to work with. They'll fly with anything I really throw out there and help me enhance it to their best ability. Mm-hmm. Do great at that. I guess, I mean, I had these Hutty Studio Sessions videos that I was producing for a while.
Hutty Studio Sessions.
People love those too. Like looking back on them, I can tell they love them. And
that's just you and the gang in the booth, right? Just kind of fucking around and recording stuff.
Exactly, yeah. But it's been hard to be consistent with that, just finding a videographer and I guess someone that's as willing to kind of like just sacrifice a different career and spend a lot of time doing this. You know? Because even myself, like I graduated in engineer and I had opportunities, but I've just decided to stick with this because it's my dream. I need to follow it, man.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have so you were saying you can either do shows with the whole group, you can do your own stuff as far as performing. Do you have any favorite venues that you've performed at here, or venues you're looking forward to trying to get on that stage that you haven't been to yet?
100%.
Do some name dropping? Is that all right?
Yeah, for sure, man. I love Larimer Lounge out here in Denver. I performed there a couple times. They're awesome.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate them a lot. I had my first headline performance there like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, there you go.
Which is awesome, man.
How was that build up to that? How far did you book that in advance?
It was a couple months in advance.
Okay, so you had a couple months to prepare. How are those couple months?
It was great, man. Yeah. I love it. It's fun. I like making just funny content and trying to get people entertained and want to come. There was a good turnout. It was a really cold day. It was freezing. It was terrible to go to a concert, but we had a decent turnout, so it was successful. It was cool.
How much time did you get?
So I did an hour 15, me and the bands. I did the first half, just Hutty, where I'm kind of just mixing electronic. So I have like electronic focused music and then some that's more like acoustical focused. Yeah. So I start with the electronical, because before that it was house musicians, so I wanted to like transition it smoothly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then the band came out, and yeah, I don't know, it was awesome.
It off?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you have any trouble selecting your set, like your songs and stuff you wanted to do, or did you kind of already have an idea? Because 2 months is a while, especially for someone who's an active musician. Like, who knows what you could have wrote in 2 months and did in 2 months? So it's kind of like
exactly. Yeah, I actually so I changed a lot of my old songs and made them into like very electronic folk
for the first half of
drops.
That.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I spent that month and a half basically making 3 new songs with my old songs, like sampling them.
Remix your own shit.
Yeah. It was cool. I'm planning on releasing these too, in something called the Rinse tapes.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like people will love it. But I was definitely honing in on that because I wanted it to be very housey and electronic.
Which is huge in Denver.
Huge in Denver. And my previous sets were very rap focused. And the songs that were electronic in those sets were, I don't know, they just got more hype from the audience. So I'm just, trying to hone in what people like, you know?
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So you did that place. What other places? You did Laramie Lounge. You said that, and I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good.
What are some other places you've performed at?
My first one was at Fox Theater in Boulder, which is sick.
Okay, I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, that was great. We also performed at Boulder Theater.
All right.
Yeah. I performed with Made in Tokyo there.
Yeah, I saw the flyer on your Instagram. That's cool.
Yeah,
cool. Made in Tokyo. Skirt.
Skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd say those are the best ones I've performed at so far.
Yeah.
I have one upcoming in Sayalinda, Mexico.
Oh.
So this hotel manager there just listens to my music, plays it in the hotel, and he found me through Spotify and hit me and my manager up.
Oh, okay.
It's like, please come out here and perform. And it's like, yes.
All right.
It's
That's
really
fun.
Yeah, so I'm stoked to do that.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Going out to Mexico. So, you told me, we were talking earlier about you making music at home, being able to do that, and now you're searching for a legit studio.
Yeah.
Because you need what? I mean, I guess it's probably a little difficult to experiment when you got to worry about neighbors upstairs, downstairs, and then you have you say you have a girlfriend you live with, right?
Yeah.
And you have like pets too.
Yeah.
So you got a girlfriend, you got a dog, neighbors. And,
super not ideal.
And I assume you want to be very comfortable, when you're trying to do these things, especially when you're trying something new, and it might, feel a little stupid at first, or might not be super confident in it. So, are you looking to stay in Denver for this studio, or are you looking other places? What's going on with that? I know it's got to be kind of a journey.
Yeah, I'm looking into some other places. So, been looking into LA or Austin.
Oh yeah,
it's really the 2 places. Great for music.
Very.
LA's a little bit more expensive.
It is.
Austin's cheaper. My uncle lives out in Austin, who was also a musician.
Mm-hmm.
He performed in a band called Gwen Mars in the 90s, signed by Hollywood Records.
All right.
He's a crazy musician. Yeah, very inspired by him. Yeah, he's awesome. So he lives out in Austin. He has a studio out there, so that would be really nice. But LA might even have more opportunities. I know some people out there. It's just whatever is the best for this career.
Yeah.
Denver's been great. Might even come back too, but just want to explore around,
So overall, what do you feel about? Yeah, because Austin is like. Do you ever watch Kill Tony?
Mm-mm.
Do you like stand up?
Oh yeah, I love
Kill Tony's a show. Tony. Yeah, it started in L.A. Yeah. It's the dude named Tony Hinchcliffe, I think. He's like one of like Joe Rogan's boys or something. But they do the live podcast where they pull names out of a hat. and then whoever they pull out gets to do a minute. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's in Austin. Yeah. I want to go to one of those. But yeah, I guess that's like a really good. I always knew it was a good place for music. I mean, Texas is like awesome like that. Like the Dallas and stuff, especially with rap stuff like that. But I guess that's like the new stand-up place is Austin.
Yeah, exactly.
Since LA is a little too liberal sometimes, it's probably hard to tell jokes in those scenarios the 100%. Same way you can in Texas, you know. So yes, LA, Texas. Where else? Like Nashville is a pretty good spot. I don't know if you want to live in Nashville, but that's a pretty good spot for music.
It's a good spot. 100%.
Would you go back more East Coast? Would you ever think of like New York or Jersey City? You know.
At the moment, I don't know if I could see myself do that.
You say you're too spoiled with the weather, and you're not changing that.
Maybe that. Yeah. I guess I haven't really thought of the East Coast very much.
Right. I'm picking kind of like these are kind of like stereotypical places, but for a reason because Yeah. But other than shoot,
I've looked into like
maybe
Atlanta.
Florida, Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta's awesome for music. It's crazy. My videographer that filmed Body Low and OK, he lives out there. So he loves it.
Hell yeah.
Know. So there's other places. I've really been hammering these two down though, LA and Austin. Even flying out there and looking for places
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I was thinking of moving to Texas too, actually. Denver is awesome, but seeing here, it's kind of more like, and you can, chime in on this too. It kind of seems like mostly EDM is kind of like the housey EDM kind of stuff, like the DJ is like the big artist out here, right?
Yes.
Every time I go on Snapchat or I go on Instagram and people are going out, it's always like somebody raving. It's like they're all on a big screen with smoke coming out and shit like that. And they're just jumping up and down, and that's a really fun time. But that's not really like, I don't know if I could just like get off interviewing a bunch of like guys using virtual DJ and stuff like that, you know. I don't know if that's really for me. But I don't want to hate either, because I do love house and like dancing music like that. But definitely seems like that's the big thing.
100%, man.
Yeah.
There's not very much rap here.
Yeah.
No.
Rap scene's kind of, it's very niche.
Very niche.
We could say that.
And don't get me wrong, I definitely want to be in that electronic scene, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is for that reason too, just how people love the house out here. They love like the electronic music. My song Body Low has a very housey percussion to it. And I feel like that's why people really like it out here.
Oh yeah.
So combining those two is hopefully what I can do.
Your last video you dropped, was it the Rain one? Is that the last?
That's the last music video, yeah.
So that video was pretty cool.
Thank you.
It was really gross when you licked the ground.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this guy's really going for it. Now, I'm guessing, I'm sure that song's a little deeper than what I'm saying, but I was listening to it and I'm like, it's funny because it never rains here.
Yeah.
And I'm from Cleveland, so I'm very used to rain.
Cool. Yeah.
And so you think does that have something to do with it, since it's so dry out here all the time?
I mean, yeah,
you literally can't feel the rain, like.
Yeah, something is that. It's something that's not very obvious. It's not around. It's not like apparent out here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So metaphorically, it's like something not very apparent, but exists. You know what I mean? What is that? What is that song about, other than, just not feeling any rain? There's no rain. You know, it could be that simple too. It doesn't have to be that deep. I'm just saying. Not for sure. So it was a 3-song EP. I kind of try to have a little storyline to it.
Was it The Beautiful? You're Beautiful?
You're Beautiful.
Okay,
EP, yeah.
So I Can't Feel the Rain is on the You're Beautiful EP we're talking about. This is his last video he dropped. We're talking about. So if you look Hutty up, when you look Hutty up, it'll probably maybe one of the first videos you see, because it's the freshest. But we'll see. It depends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Sorry. So I was guessing it was just because it doesn't rain out here. But what else? What else is to that song? Because there are more lyrics, and it's like 3 verses. There's like 2 verses and a hook, and then there's a part where like I don't know if you were like playing an instrument or you did something on the computer, where it kind of is like a where. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know, an accordion or something. I don't even know what the fuck that was.
A little vocal chop.
Is that what that was? Okay, yeah. Is there anything more to that song? That you were feeling? Like, can you tell me?
So the whole EP I wanted to have be like the cycle of like drug addiction and depression and coming out of it. So the first one's called Feelings, and that it's supposed to like really discuss like the depressing part of it, like maybe right before you get hammered or something, you're maybe hungover from the night before, you're all down and very against yourself, hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good.
I
try to bring like a bright sound and production and instrumental to it to make it show that the rest of the EP is in hopes of building this up, not feeling depressed and
actually
down.
Nice like a concept.
Yeah, exactly.
Actual concept.
Yeah. So and then after that, you usually get all messed up. You start drinking or take pills or do whatever you gotta do. And that's what The Rain is like supposed to exemplify, is being like all messed up. And I talk a lot about like all these different drugs I'm doing. I'm really boosted in confidence, more so than I am naturally. Very like cocky and boasting about it. And the I can't feel the rain is like I can't feel the depression anymore. I like from the previous song, I can't feel the hardship. And it's because you're all messed up.
Yeah, you've numbed it.
Yeah, so that's why in the music video I'm licking the ground and being all fucked up, living life, man. It's like I do want that to have a positive to it too. I mean, not that you should get messed up, but you should definitely not be focused on depressing aspects all the time. And then the last song is like The Hangover. You know.
Yeah, coming back to reality a bit.
Yeah, being like
feeling your choices.
There's real pain. I was just hiding it, but it will wash away. It'll be okay. Gotta relax. Gotta chill yourself out.
Do you have you struggled greatly with things like that, with any kind of drug abuse or alcohol abuse, or not? It doesn't even have to be that you were like addicted or like fiend out, but you know, sometimes you just get kind of caught in a rut and you have to like check yourself. I know I've definitely messed around with like, you know, like taking like Adderall and stuff before I'm about to like stay up for like 3 days and like just drink so much that I'm like so dehydrated. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta take like 2 weeks off. And like,
exactly, man.
Did you ever like go through stuff like that? I feel like it's kind of a basic question, but
yeah, no, 100%. In high school, I definitely did a lot. It was all surrounded with drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Just
I was a boring kid, man. I didn't do any of that stuff in high school, man. I had friends that were getting down in high school, smoking fat blunts and stuff, and I'm like,
dude.
No.
And it started with that. Yeah, it started with that, but it gets into like the pills and like Oxy and Xanax and all those things where you just ruin your days, you ruin your relationship with your family, your friends. It's hard to like even enjoy yourself, so you just kind of keep doing it. You dig yourself in a terrible rut.
Yeah.
You get in trouble with the police. Like I did every month or every few months in high school. I was always in trouble with the police, always going to court with my family.
Oh no!
But I got one big charge when I was a senior, and I had to go to treatment for that. And that actually, I think, saved my life.
Yeah. In
a good way. Like I stopped doing drugs and drinking, and I had to take drug tests, and I was very stubborn about having any problem at first, but finally was accepting about it and being like, oh shit, like taking a step back and be like, I'm ruining my entire life. Like this is gonna make it miserable. If I keep doing this for 10 years, I'm gonna want to die. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it drove me to do better in school and be able to get into college. I would not have done it if I didn't go to treatment like that, especially if they pushed me into like a jail or something. So I'm blessed that time. My family was fortunate and could afford a lawyer and help me out. It's a huge blessing. I know a lot of people get stuck in that and your life is ruined forever. Yep. And then a few years after that, I mean, I started doing things again when I was in college. Not even a few years, like the year after treatment. But it was just smoking and drinking, and eventually got into what, like, you gotta know in college, like cocaine, all these drugs are around.
Whatever
Molly.
is hot.
Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know, a lot of things are dosed with fentanyl, I guess. And I don't even think that's the big problem.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, it is a big problem, but it's the people that are like, we just want to abuse it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even want to live life. And had a ton of friends die from this too. So that I've really been trying to cut out all those drugs in my existence and trying to promote a lifestyle of not doing it.
Yeah, I definitely see, especially within the music industry, which there's always been, sex, money, drugs, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as things evolve, so do the drugs, and it's so weird to see all this fat everywhere and how people are like overdosing from like bumps of coke.
Nuts,
It's just
yeah.
fat, and they're just going crazy, and like people in jail all strung up off it, and it's really sick because the dope boys know what it is, and it's like they want to go get somebody so fucked up, in fiend culture, that they'll go around and be like someone ODs, they'll be like, oh, he's got the good shit, they OD, they just couldn't take it,
Yeah.
like that's the good shit, and like pressing pills, and it's just like, I don't know, it is not that I ever like, you ever had to respect like, a dealer or a thief or whatever, but I thought there was some kind of like standard, like maybe you're just making so much money off the fentanyl that like I guess it's worth the risk, but it seems crazy, man.
It's nuts.
And you're 25, so you definitely got hit with the like Xanny perk era. Perks have always been around, but definitely the Xannies and stuff.
Yeah.
That was like a cool thing to do, right? And
especially music promoted it.
Yeah. And saying crazy stuff like they, throw the Xanax and the lean or something. I'm like, bruh, like, why are you
heart
doing
attack.
that? Like, dude, you're about to forget like the whole day, and like, holy smokes. Well, yeah. So, but now you're chilling. You have your drink.
I smoke weed.
You
I
have your
drink,
drinks. You smoke your weed. Make your music. Party with your friends, with your girl, with the Grants gang.
Yeah.
And everything's good. No trouble, right?
No trouble. Right
No
now.
trouble. No trouble. No rat beef.
No rapping.
Just Has anybody dissed you? I hope so. So we can talk about it. Not I hope so, because I don't want you to get your feelings hurt or anything like that.
Not
Anyone
yet.
came at you yet?
Yet.
Do you think you're prepared?
Yeah.
If someone like you're just
I'm
like one day
prepared.
there's some other
Come at me.
there's some other rapper from out here, and this white guy is saying you're appropriating, he's dogging you, you ain't got skills like him. He just goes in on you like
I'll hate
6-minute song, the beat changes like twice. You think you're ready?
If they did that,
yeah, if they do it.
I mean, that would be rough. I'd have to have the beat changed 4 times.
Son of a
Or
bitch.
7 times.
I can see you getting focused.
Yeah, dude.
Take them out. So do you punch in or do you write? I'm guessing you write by how we've been talking, but
All right. So I start by just recording freestyles, like nonsense freestyles with good melody.
yeah.
And
You have
melody.
the beat first though, right?
I have
or
the beat
instrumental
first, 100%.
Okay,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you go in and just start fucking around.
Yeah, a lot of the time will be while I'm making the beat and get the melody down, I'm already humming something. I'm like, throw this in right now, because it just comes naturally. If it flows like that, just right out of your body, it's a natural song. You know what I mean? So I'll start doing that, record a bunch of nonsense, but write lyrics over the melody and over things that I want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a cool process. And then do you think you write and record pretty fast, or do you think it takes you a little bit, or does it
Takes me
depend?
some time. It depends though. Like Body
Do you
Low, I
consider
wrote in
yourself
day.
like a perfectionist?
Yeah.
You said what? Body Low was what? One day?
I wrote that in a day, yeah. But I
typically
mixed and mastered it for like 2 months.
Okay.
And a lot of that is like messing with vocals, so it's not really just like one and done. You know what I mean?
All right. Well. So I like to do these interviews for people's fans. This is his first interview, actually, so I got pretty lucky on that, right?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. This is my style. I like to do people's like early interviews because I feel like when you get bigger, you can go on the press run and you can do Hot 97 and you can do these big shows and Breakfast Club and all types of stuff I can name drop. You do those and that's cool, but it's kind of like you already hit a certain level. But the real fans, not the fickle fans, where if you just have a hit, everyone likes the hit, but they didn't even listen to the rest of your album. They just like that song, right?
Yeah.
But there's the real fans who've actually been listening to you since you dropped that song on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
And then this will be the interview that people will be able to go back to before, and I'm not going to say you're going to change, but before you have to kind of possibly like keep it super clean. Like, I don't know. People will kind of direct you in different ways, right? Mm-hmm. So I try to have these because there's no video. It's just you being yourself. So 5 years from now, when people want to go, go down a rabbit hole and find all your music and stuff like that, they'll have this interview. And they'll be like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah,
like,
I love it, man.
Like, what? Like, oh, wow, super underground. Like, this was actually like the artist, Mm-hmm. I also want to ask other things too, because you are a person, you're not just a musician or like this like internet like personality. You actually are a regular person. You eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you take shits, you sleep, you have bad days, you have good days.
Yep.
What are some things you like to do outside of music in your free time what are some things you enjoy?
I still like to ski a lot.
Yeah.
I work at a restaurant as a server.
Yeah,
I enjoy my time there. I enjoy it. You got to enjoy where you work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to meet, you met me through it. I'm sure you meet other people and made some friends there too.
It's been great. What else do I do? I go out with friends pretty often. Mm-hmm. I like traveling around. I've been traveling to a lot of places for like performances and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Went to New York recently, Austin recently. That's fun as hell.
Yeah. Are you like a foodie kind of guy? Do you like?
I love making food. Love making cocktails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big chef.
What's some of your specialties? If you were gonna cook for some people.
If I was gonna cook someone something.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, we're coming over, or you're like, come over, I'll make something. Like, what's one of the Hutty specialties that you're confident in?
Do like a nice filet mignon.
Ooh.
Something crazy with some infused sage butter.
Infused sage butter.
And then
what's on the side though?
Some asparagus.
All right.
Some mashed potatoes.
Asparagus on the mash.
Good.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good right now.
Yeah, it does sound good. So you are a pretty good cook. You like to ski. Are you like a big movie guy since you like films? Do you play games? What else? What else do you like? I know you hang out with your girl and you have a pup and stuff.
Not a big gamer. I love I guess I loved Guitar Hero as a kid.
Oh yeah,
that's where this all started, man. Guitar Hero, love it.
Yeah, man.
I'm the best guitar player in the world. Guitar Hero player.
Yeah, there you go.
Guarantee it. Someone challenge.
Expert mode.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just a lot of music stuff. I'll invest time into guitar or just music production in general, or even how content creators create content.
Yeah.
Just digest a lot of time doing that.
Yeah.
Trying to study the road.
Very locked in.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite artists yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you can name like what's some people you're really into maybe now or forever?
So I'd have to say, in high school I loved Brick Squad Monopoly, Waka Flocka, Gucci Mane, Waka.
Yeah.
I loved that shit. Loved that shit. Got you just so hyped, just so much energy in that music. And I loved like Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa era.
Yeah, man.
Everyone started smoking weed.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Brought it back.
Yeah, but Travis Scott with the Days Before the Rodeo really sold to me. That was when I was like, damn, this is awesome. Like that.
Totally different level.
Mixtape was so sick.
Totally different level of production there.
Yeah, like Drugs You Should Try It is probably my favorite song to date. It was a different kind of Travis too, where he had a very dark and like more artistic and not for the mainstream style.
Yeah. Do you remember when he first came out? He would always wear the bandana.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
I always thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we got Travis Scott. Who else? Any like some bands too? Cause you play live instruments. Any?
Love Nirvana. Love their style. Trying to think.
Weezer.
No, I don't know about Weezer. I mean, I love Weezer. They're great. I loved like Mac Miller, Kid Cudi, Kanye West. In the new era, I loved like Playboi Carti. Loved his repetition and just catchy melodies.
Yeah,
and
he's
flow.
fun.
He is sick. I like Post Malone a lot.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate that style a lot.
Yeah, he's kind of underrated for how big he is. He's still kind of underrated.
Yeah,
I feel like people don't realize some of these songs that are him.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's Post Malone, right?
He's
like,
killing it too.
Yeah,
and I've been looking into The Weeknd a lot recently. I haven't looked into him a lot. Wasn't really into that music growing up so much, but his catalog is insane. His production and just, I don't know, the character he's developed is awesome. I love when an artist does that. Like these artists did really good jobs at developing a great character, and just. Music is so therapeutic when you listen to these things. It just changes your view on life. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember The Weeknd came out with the House of Balloons EP. I saw that was still mixtape era. I think I got that like off a mixtape torrent or some crazy site back then. But I remember before that, I heard him when he was The Noise. His name used to be The Noise, and he had that Material Girl song. That was the first time I heard him. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, this guy's gonna be big. I don't know when, but like the song is too well put together for him not to succeed.
Right.
If he doesn't, it's his own fault at this point, And then he took that kind of like sad R&B sound, and now he's kind of got this like 80s like electronic kind of sound he's doing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. He's number 1 in the world on Spotify right now. Nice.
And and that's not even a surprise, right?
Yeah, nuts.
So, what is the best thing to you about performing? Or you can name a couple things too. Sorry.
No, I love it, man. It's awesome. Just having people in the audience cheering, it's great. Especially when I perform like Toxic Minds or Body Low, people are singing those lyrics and like really singing it, and they know my lyrics to my song.
Does it freak you out the first couple of times? You're like, because that's what you wanted, right? It's something you wanted, and you have to kind of expect it, but it's different when it actually happens.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't necessarily freak me out. Definitely was stoked on it.
Yeah,
but it's to a limit of like non-belief. You know what I mean? Like, kind of a dream state of mind. But it's cool. It's a high.
Does it feel like time goes slower or faster?
Probably a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you did your hour set, and like you guys are finishing up, and you're like,
because you're having fun, and then also thinking of all this stage equipment that's coming up at the same time, and you're kind of freaking out about that. So there's a million things in your mind at the same time, and then. I don't know.
And you're trying not to mess up too. And,
and it just goes by in a second for that reason. You know what I mean?
Well, so that sounds awesome. So I have how many actual products do you have? Because I have with the eDNA, right? And then You're Beautiful. And then there's like, was it 2 more? Or whatever you consider, or is it just those 2?
Just those 2. So eDNA is like a short album, 7-song album. And then You're Beautiful is a 3-song EP. Those are all for albums and EPs.
Okay.
And I have about like 10 other singles or so. Yeah. Maybe less than that. 8.
Do you think you'll release those just as singles, or will you put those on different projects and sell it that way?
So I got, in the future, I have about 3 singles until I'm dropping an official album.
Okay. And with visuals too?
Oh yeah, 100%. The album will have, I want to make this my big debut representational Hutty album.
This is your baby.
This is my baby.
Baby Hutty album.
This develops my character.
Yeah.
Like the therapeutic aspect I want to relay onto people through this music, through this art form.
Yeah, I wouldn't because I think especially like as a white rapper, I think people put you guys in a box very quick. Like I was like, oh, he wants to be Eminem. It's like, bro, he doesn't sound anything like Eminem. Like,
Exactly.
first of all, nobody can rap like Eminem now because you get canceled. You can't even do what he was doing. You can if you want, but I don't know. It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard. But as a white dude, like they might give you a pass if you're urban. You know what I'm saying? So like they'll give you a pass, but they're not gonna let that shit fly with a white guy. Really be like, shame on you.
Exactly.
Dude. I feel like they try to put you in a box. Like they're like, oh, he's like a bro rapper or whatever, and I feel like it's really unfair. So I'm like, okay, well, if he was, rapping all gangsta, and he was like saying nigga and shit, you would be mad as fuck. So like, what do you want them to do? Like,
exactly.
He's got a Miller Lite guitar. Okay, he's playing the guitar. He's rapping. He's not cussing at you a million times.
Yeah.
He did say motherfucking beat and stuff like that, but it's making sense. I hope that what you're trying to convey and build that character, I hope it can push you outside that box. Because I'm not speaking from what I think. I just, we've been doing this stuff for a while, and I'm more on the media side, so I see what people say in the comments.
I'm knowledgeable all the time.
Yeah, so I'm just like, where'd you come? People just not thinking like very hard. They're not like challenging themselves. Just they see the aesthetic of it, like they'll look at you and they'll be like, this is what this guy is. And it's like, no, bro, like relax. So this is gonna be awesome. So is this gonna be your first like big project where you've put in this certain amount of effort?
Yeah, paying for features and
do you have I don't want to do a date because I feel like asking for dates is bad luck. Do you have a name for the project, or maybe some things you've been brainstorming?
There's a couple things I'm brainstorming.
Do you want to share with us? These are just brainstorms, so you cannot come at him like, you said it was going to be this. Like, no, we're just brainstorming. None of this is official yet, other than something is coming out.
I wanted to do Phillips, potentially.
Phillips?
Like
Phillips, like with PH? Or Phillip like...
PH. Yeah,
okay.
Phillips.
Okay.
And then potentially... I was thinking
Phillips had, like you're working.
Like Phillips had,
that's my guess.
Phillips 66 or something like that.
What's Phillips 66?
Gas station.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Or oil baby.
There you go. Oil baby.
Something in relativity to that.
You'd be like you, squid version of you or something. Squid use oil? No, the ink. That's ink, not oil. Sorry.
Could work though.
Right? Yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Could definitely play around with that. Yeah, but I want something relative to that. Yeah.
And then Rinse Gang's gonna have a project eventually too, right? Where it's like collaborative. Yeah. I'm excited for that. I really like group stuff. Like what's it called? That Brock? What's that group?
Brockhampton?
Yeah, like Brockhampton. I know they got like two of those guys got in trouble or something, but I like group stuff. The internet. Like Old Odd Future, like even like G Unit and stuff. I just like groups. Like
Dude,
when they
same.
put stuff, ASAP, ASAP Mob and stuff. I always thought that's really, really cool. I feel like that's not necessarily lost, but I feel like I don't see it as much, and it's kind of disappointing. Not that I would not love to hear 9 songs of Hutty, but I feel like when it's just you, it's like me, the whole album, especially when it's rap, or you're, doing your own vocals in comparison to, 5 people. So it's just like us.
Yeah.
And just kind of like.
I want it to be a culture. I don't want it to be like a selfish me thing. I want it to be a community of people.
Yeah. It's very, very intimate though. So I understand. So we've gone over where you're from, genres of music that you like and that you think you make, your group, some of your hobbies and stuff like that. Do you have any, other than what we just talked about, right, the projects, do you have any other goals that you're trying to accomplish, let's say in 2023, right? It's about to be the new year. Yeah. Do you have any goals on your whiteboard or in your head that get better at guitar, or what? What are some things that we can look forward to you working on?
Definitely guitar. Working every day at guitar.
Building those calluses.
Yeah, dude. I love it. I definitely want to have solos and be the one playing that live when I perform. Really hammering the solo instruments is myself. When I started this, I always said I wanted to rap and play an acoustic guitar. So I thought the vibe would be different. I wouldn't be like that characteristic white rapper. I'd be doing my own thing. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be I'm following that other vibe. Besides that, Rinse Records, I really want to hammer down, make a great playlist, maybe even set up a stage. I've been in communication with some potential venues and even a guy that can make my own beer. Rinse beer.
Nice. Wait, so if we were going to do the rinse beer, what kind of beer would it be?
I don't know. I wanted it to be purple, but that would be a sour. Yeah, but I don't know.
I love sours. Yeah. Sours are pretty big in Colorado, too, in comparison to where I'm from.
So if it was a decent sour, not too sour, kind of a light.
Not too much. Like you can actually taste the flavor, not just sour.
Exactly. I think that would be cool. Something like that. Otherwise, just like a lager or something.
the rinse record grape sour.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Wouldn't that be sick?
That'd be cool. Yeah. You know. Would you be allowed to sell that at your shows? No.
I would at my own venue. Yeah. If I set up my own show, I could do that.
Then you can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I watched this interview with Mark Cuban where he said he used to do that.
Oh, really?
Like post-college, him and his friends bought like these huge facilities and threw parties and sold beer, and that's how they made money on the side.
That's pretty cool.
But it's a good little business avenue, right? But
you get some merch, get some beer.
Yeah, and especially have good music. Have all the performers and Rinse Records go out there. And a part of that, hopefully get more Rinse Records artists under the label. Want to release more of this merchandise, release actual records of my albums. Really hammer this debut album. That's like the number one thing for me.
And that's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
So for my millions and billions of fans, before we get out of here, can you drop all your handles and tags and places where we can find you and all that good stuff?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm Hutty on Spotify, Hutty on Apple Music.
Hutty.
Hutty. And then on Instagram, Twitter, and what else is there? Snapchat, it's Huttythekid. Hutty, the kid, one word.
Yeah. And then Rinse Records.
And then Rinse Records is Rinse Records on Instagram, Rinse Records on YouTube, and it's about all we got there.
Yeah. So say I'm if I'm an artist and I'm like, man, I'm trying to be down with the Rinse gang. What would they have to do? How do they get your attention?
They would have
get
to
signed
rinse
to your imprint.
They would just have to rinse in the fullest term of rinse everything.
They have to rinse and repeat, huh?
Yeah, they gotta be a genuine dude, but rinse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, genuine first, rinse second, and then I'm sure you gotta work.
Third is be good at music.
Yeah, and then actually sound nice or do something a little different.
100%.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thank you.
It's the Low Road, man. It's Huttythekid, man.
Huttythekid.
There you go.
Thank you.